Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to now look at how the image can be applied onto the web page. So up to now, we've been creating a layout of the home page and trying to build the web page. So the next step left at the moment is to apply the image. So this is what we have done up to now. So this is where the image is going to go. Okay, so and once the thing is, if your measurements are correctly done in here, hopefully we're going to play with one image to get the measurements correct, and then later on I'm going to show you how to pinpoint the areas where the possible mistakes have been happened previously to cut down and bring it back to the actual size of the box. Okay, let's begin. So in today's video, so basically we're going to you have to make sure that you get the images beforehand, all the images that you need for every single page, because if you do one by one, it's going to take longer. But if you get all the images downloaded, the images that you need for your web pages, that this includes the banners, all the other pages that you need. Okay, download them and save them in an appropriate folder. Now I've already done that on my case. I'll just quickly show you if I can get the folder. So I've downloaded some images, not fully, for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, but there's some rules that you also need to follow. Okay, so when you're downloading, first of all, in your computer, make sure that you create a folder and download them correctly, and make sure that you have renamed them according to what page they're going to go to and the name of the image properly. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult to find what image it is and what is it's going to be, which page is going to belong to. And try not to use capital letters and space in between. Instead use underscore, lowercase and underscore. Okay, now also these rules must be applied when you're looking at downloading the image from the internet. Now in professional we also need to understand the copyright rules, but in order for education purpose, we can say we're using it for testing and education purpose. Now also the images that you're going to collect, make sure they're appropriate for the purpose that you're going to be using for example, that the size, that it can be correct, this appropriate sizes they've used. So don't just randomly go to the Google and just download any random image without understanding the size, how it's going to appear on your web page. So for example, I'm just going to go to Google and type in holiday, because for the primary holiday purpose. So you need to make sure the images you get, uh, they're appropriate in a way that the size. So for example, image like this is not ideal for a product holiday. They may be good. So for example, like this, they are probably good for banner. But in order to fit appropriately inside this box, we need to get slightly smaller image, probably a square not too wide image, to make your life easier. Okay, so then what I can do is go to tools, click on size and medium size. Now again, most of the, so this could be an ideal. So looking at this is beach holiday, so we don't know where it is. Okay, so it could be in tropical country in Africa. Sometimes when you go to the page it will tell you more. Okay, instead I'm just going to do holiday uh, Kenya, for example. In Kenya is in continent Africa. So again I'll go to tools, size, put it on medium so that it's not big pictures. Now looking at this picture, some pictures are already in the zone of what I need for, like this one. Okay, it's kind of like a square, and if I have to cut parts off, I'm not going to lose much of the space. This one here as well, this one is a bit rectangular, but it can be chopped off as well. Here again depends on how your artistic rules are. We can chop off partly and just square into this area if you wanted to give a better safari scene. So that's all you need to keep an eye on. Just looking at the picture, can you crop enough out of it so that it makes a very good picture for what you need to use for. Looking at this one, yes, it can be also be used. This is like beach holidays in Kenya where you got nice white sand, so you can picture us, and the cropping area will be somewhere around this point here, and then resize it to the correct size that we need. Okay, so this is what you need to look out for when you're looking on the website for the Google for the images. Okay, and don't forget, very important, when you're downloading, the main format that used on the web are format is .jpg and png. Now also be wary that sometimes when you're downloading pictures from internet or Google images are protected, so when you download, it downloads as a web page, not as an image. So straight away think about it, delete that element and try looking for another image. Okay, so today what I'm going to show is very important, very simple, very basic. Okay, number one, this has to be done. You go gather all your images and you're working one by one to edit. So today I'm going to show you to how to edit the image. Hopefully that be the right size, right the height and the width for your web page using an online editor. There are lots of free editors available, but the one which I like is the one I'm going to show you. Okay, so and also before we start editing the image, we need to get the actual measurement rough, but normally not always it works out to be exact, but is a starting point, because once we get the starting point we can make it smaller later. Okay, and we're going to use the online editor to crop the image and resize the image and then download the image for the web page. Okay, let's start. So as I stated, I've already done this. I've got a bunch of pictures already ready. At the moment is not correctly formatted for my web page use, because all I've made sure that it is correctly named. So for example, it says Kenya Diani Beach, Kenya Safari, South Africa Safari, South Africa Sun City Hotel. So it's kind of like some image what I've got is Australia, Vegas, obviously is that being America. So kind of like a formatted in the name that I know this is the area that uh, which page is going to go on the web, my website I'm creating. Okay, so now let's begin. Alright, the website I use, which is so easy to use, and it also contains lots of cool features for the image, but we're not going to use none of this, just very simple. We're going to crop, resize, download. Okay, is fun, I think it's called funky image. Funky image editor, something, there you go. Be Funky is the online editor you can use. Straightforward, very easy to use. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. The first thing we need to do is go in the create area. No, sorry, we're going to start into, let's see, get started, and we're going to use the edit photo. So is get started. We're not going to create or anything, we're just going to edit a photo. That's what we need to do. So start off that. Okay, we're starting as new. So the first thing we need to do is upload our picture that we want to edit. Okay, so I'm going to click on open from computer. Is saved on my holiday images, and the first picture I'm going to try to work around, let's see, is Kenya Safari. Open. So this is the actual image. The actual size of this image, the best way to get it is probably under resize. So looking at the resize, this actual picture size, the width is 500 and the height is 426 pixel. Now 500 by 426 is very large for our web page. So we need to ascertain roughly what is the size that we need for the image. Okay, so what we do is go to our index code and look for it. Now change this to the what's happening. I'll keep on opening it many times, and the best place to find that is going to be in our CSS page, and we're looking for this box, product image. I believe that's what I might have called it previously, so we need to go and find that. Sublinks, main, contain. Now the contain is the outer box which is holding all this product box. The product box is the individual product box inside, and product table is the table inside, and product TD is the space inside here. So it's either going to be product table or product TD. Any other areas? There we are. So the product box is this area here, the black box. Okay, now the image are going to sit inside this area, here. So inside this product table TD. Now we don't actually have the exact measurement of what measurement it is. If we do the proper calculation, we should know and apply onto the product TD table. So at the moment the table is 100%, 100% the size of this. Now we don't, I'm not really sure it is inheriting any margin or padding, but I can see there is some kind of padding or margin spaced around it. Inheritance means that TD element is picking up from previous TD tag and is applying to this as well. So it must be somewhere where it's inheriting. Most likely it should be coming from here when we are doing the menu. Now that could be possibility, but we look at that later. So at the moment my aim is to get as close as possible image size for here, and at the moment I believe the measurement of my box is 237 wide. Now you have to now decide, do you want to go in square or rectangular? Your rectangular cannot be wide, it has to be tall wide. Okay, so the width is going to be 237, the height can be, I don't know, 300 maybe, but that means that all your pictures you're going to create have to be the same size. For my purpose, I'm trying to make it simpler. I'm going to go for square. So all my images I'm going to apply in every pages, which are going to be the products, are going to be at the moment. Okay, I'm not saying all of them are going to be at the moment. It's going to be 237 pixel by 237. Now I know for the fact it's going to be bigger because there's some form of padding or margin around, so the image is going to start coming out a little bit more, but we're going to look at that later. So let's go to the BeFunky website and start editing this image. So the first rule of the thumb is to go back to your crop the image first. The first rule is crop the image into square. As long as it's bigger than 237 pixel, just make sure it is square, so the height and the width is the same. Okay, so the actual picture before was 500, I believe. If we go back to resize, so actual width is 500 and the height is 426. So it cannot be squared 500 by 500, but it can be squared by 426 by 426. That's what I'm trying to say. So let me just quickly show you crop. So the easiest thing to do is, we know the height, okay, is 426. Now the width needs to be exactly 426 to make it square. So I can type here 426 and it creates the square, and all you have to do is look at the picture and see, is it giving a good image that you need, or do you need to make it smaller or move around? I'll probably just leave it here, so we get a little bit of greenery, the focal point, and the another focal point, the mountain and the sky. Okay, so it's going to become square looking at 426 by 426. Press OK. The image is now square instead of rectangular. Now what I need to do is resize it for the size roughly to there. I'm just going to go for 237 at the moment by 237. So I'm going to resize, change it to, so literally at the moment the picture is roughly double, so we need to half the size. Is 237 by 237. That's what the picture size is going to be, and click OK. So the picture size has been resized, and then what you have to do is save to computer. Now never save the picture as the same name, so we already got the original one. This is going to be our edited picture, so if anything happens we still got the original. So this one is going to become Kenya underscore Safari, and I'm going to leave it as JPG. If you want to change to PNG, is up to you. Okay, so whichever quality you find, and just click on it, and once it's downloaded, we need to transfer it to our picture area. And I'm just going to, so once it's downloaded here, you can just quickly click on it and drag it onto your folder. Done. Okay, that's how we're going to do. So I'm just going to do another picture which is probably in a different size, because I try to make sure all the picture are downloaded, they're more or less square, so that is easy to edit. So now I'm going to try maybe this Southeast Asia because it's more rectangular based. So let's try another image. Open computer, select the image, open it there. So that's what the picture is, and if you look at the size, it's very wide, 470, sorry, 720 by 479. So again, the same principle applies. We need to square it by cropping it, and first try to get the focal point where we need to see what we can get. Okay, so I believe that's around okay, so which is at the moment is 550. Now am I able to get 550 height in there? So let me just quickly try 550. The maximum height I can get is 479. So the best thing to do is change that to 479. So the width is going to be 479. So again, we're not getting the right proportion, so automatically is looking at that. So I'm going to change that to say 415, 415, because automatically the height proportion picked up. So click on that. Oops, I made a mistake. You can use Control Z to recorrect it. So I'm going to go back to crop, change the measurement to 415, and the height is going to be 415. Okay, so if you untick this box, I think that's what is causing the problem. Okay, so we need 415 by 415. Okay, that's the square I'm getting. However, I'm not getting a wide scope of the picture that I need, so we need to go bigger than 415. I think I'm going to go to 450 by 450. Click outside. I think I can get a little bit wider and wider scope of the image story on the side. Maybe 475. Okay, this is mainly trial and error to get exactly the good scope on the picture quality. Okay, so that's the maximum I can go, the height and the width wise. I'm getting a little bit more on the sides to get my story, and I'm getting a bigger sky, so it looks like a good view. Where imagine you sitting in this place and you're looking at that view. Okay, I click, so that says apply. Now all I have to do, once I cropped it, resize to the size I need, which was 237. So change the aspect. You need to stay in the log aspect ratio. So again, it's roughly at the half the size, 237 by 237, and that's the image I'm get. I'm happy with that because it looks not perfect size. Okay, click OK, that's done. Straight away open, save to the computer. Again, this is Southeast Asia, so I'm just going to put underscore there. JPEG or PNG, doesn't really matter. Save. Once the comp is downloaded, drag it out to your folder. So as you can see, this is the original picture. I'm not going to edit it. This is my edited version. So at the moment I got Kenya, Safari and Southeast Asia. Okay, that's it. So what you need to do is download all your pictures, edit them correctly. In fact, what I'm going to do is put them in a separate folder, new folder, call it edited pic, and then move the edited version inside that way I know where to find them. Okay, and that's it. In the next lesson we're going to look at how we can add the image onto the web page. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.